Any gaming that I would like to act?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I want to be in GTA 6.
Exclusive one, guys! Oh my god! E aí, pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Sunny Play aqui outra vez. E galera, depois do sucesso que foi a nossa entrevista com Ned Luke, o ator que faz o Michael do GTA V, agora retornamos com mais uma entrevista, dessa vez com o ator do Franklin, o SHAWN Fontenno. E galera, tô muito feliz de ter conseguido essa entrevista com eles, né? Após a repercussão ali da entrevista do Ned Luke, o Shawn me procurou e trocamos uma ideia ali no Instagram, conseguimos achar um dia perfeito pra fazer essa entrevista e finalmente rolou, rapaziada. É com muita alegria que eu anuncio isso pra vocês, trocamos um bate-papo muito bacana, falamos sobre diversas questões, sobre a vida dele antes dos games, dos filmes, da música e depois qual foi o resultado, o impacto que o GTA V teve na vida dele. E rapaziada, vocês vão se impressionar com as respostas, ele inclusive mencionou também sobre o GTA 6, ele até me mostrou o que tinha lá na maleta secreta do Brian Zampella. Mas aí, vocês estão curiosos pra conferir tudo isso e muito mais? Então fica ligado aí na entrevista com SHAWN Fontenno. E é o seguinte, rapaziada, pra ajudar vocês a compreenderem melhor esse vídeo, rapaziada aí que não curte muito ler legenda, esse vídeo aqui tá disponível com recursos de dublagem em português, exatamente. Você vai poder assistir agora e entender tudo que eu e o SHAWN Fontenno falamos em inglês, totalmente dublado pra vocês em português. Um recurso exclusivo que tem apenas em pouquíssimos canais ao redor do mundo e agora também tá disponível aqui no Sunny Play. Então é com muito orgulho que eu apresento esse recurso pra vocês e se não tá acreditando, clica aqui embaixo na engrenagem e ativa a dublagem em português pra vocês acompanharem com mais detalhes essa entrevista que tá incrível. Vamos lá! Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today with one of the most iconic actors of the world of the games. He's an OG rapper, composer, actor, businessman, and now also a writer. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, with SHAWN Fontenno, the Franklin of GTA 5. Thank you so much, man.
What's going on, bro?
I'm good, and you, bro?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Just getting up today, got some things to do today. I coach a football team with some kids, the youth.
All right.
So, you know, I'm gonna get to them a little earlier than I told them I'd be there, but I'm here with you right now, bro.
Thank you so much for your time, bro. We are very happy, and this interview is very important for my channel, for the Brazilian GTA fans. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
What do you feel about Brazil? What you expect before you come to Brazil? And how you think about after that you come to here of our country?
Brazil is always cool, man. You know, we came there, I think, in 2019, and Brazil has always been the same, man. I think that Brazil have really GTA 5, maybe more, the biggest fan base in the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you guys always welcome us with, you know, your arms wide open for us and treat us, you know, real good. So, man, I love coming here, man. I want to try to get to where we come near every year. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, because we don't get to meet all the fans. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think next year if we come back, we get to meet a whole new set of fans. You know what I'm saying?
And next year we are hoping you guys here again. We are waiting for you again in Brazil Game Show, right?
Yeah, hopefully, bro. Hopefully, we should make it happen again.
Do you think you would be so dear and famous here in Brazil?
Do I think I would be famous?
Yeah. Because here you are a star, you know?
Yeah, as of who I am now, I think, I could be probably famous in Brazil. But I think if I was a nobody, it'd be kind of tough. Yeah. It'd be kind of tough.
Can you tell us a little about your childhood? If you play some games at your childhood or something like that?
My childhood was basically the old games, you know, Atari, Sega, Genesis, a lot of them type of games like Space Invaders. As you can see right here, I have everything.
Yeah.
I have Galaga, Space Invader, Donkey Kong. I have everything right there. So that's my childhood right there. Everything in that machine right there, man, is my childhood. So, but you know, in my book, it tells my childhood too. You know, I didn't have a real sweet childhood. You know, I was raised up in a rough situation as a kid. kid, you know, I had a stepfather that was real abusive to me. He used to always be jumping on me, beating me up, whooping my ass for nothing, you know. So my childhood didn't start getting good until I moved with my grandmother. And when I finally left and moved with my grandmother, then my childhood it got a lot better then, you know.
How old do you move with your mother?
When I left my mother, my grandmother took me when I was probably about 9, 10. Yeah, because my mother, she had me when she was young. My mother had me when she was like 15, man. So she was a child. She was a child having a child. So my grandmother actually took me when I was a baby, but she gave me back to my mother to let my mother raise me. But that didn't work out. But I ended up going back with my mother after, you know, I got about 15, 16-year-old. But by that time I was established in the streets. You know, I got caught up in the game, the drugs, the money.
How old you are when you started with the gangs?
13, somewhere up in there. Yeah, 13, 14, up in there. And by the time I was 17, somewhere close to 18, I was able to buy my mom a house.
Perfect. With the street money?
Yeah. Because it was easy to make at that time when I grew up. Real easy, hustling.
Right.
Because I only got a 9th grade education. You know, I dropped out of school 9th grade because I chased the streets. I went to the streets. So my life is crazy, bro. Everything you see, you guys, when you play GTA 5 with Franklin, I pretty much damn near did everything you see Franklin doing, man. From robberies to shootouts. I've been shot several times. I got bullet holes in my body. I know what it feel like to be on both sides of the gun. You know, I know what it feel like to point a gun and shoot, and I know what it feel like to have a gun pointed at you and being shot. So neither one of them are something to brag on. It's just something for experience, and I can tell people that I experienced it, and I wish I didn't experience it. Yeah. If you can live life without experiencing any of this shit that I'm talking about, trust me, man, do it. Don't go the route I went. Don't go the route I went. Even though I ended up on GTA, that's just something else that a blessing came to me from God. You know, some people say I wouldn't change nothing in my life. I would love to change some things in my life, like have a real good childhood, a family structured home, a father, a mother, home cooked meals every day, went to college, graduated high school, a job, a career. You know, I would have loved to have all of that. I would have loved to have not put myself through as much shit as I've been through, you know, but I guess this is God's way to say, hey, he could have took me a long time ago. So he could have called me home, you know what I'm saying, at a young age, because like I said, I've been shot several times and I could have lost my life, but you know, God didn't let that happen. So
yeah, bro. Now you are an example for all the kids, the teens, you know, you have a great story, and this is real life. In Brazil, we have a quote that say, don't think the life is GTA. When someone is trying to get some crazy stuff and don't take care of your life, we say that, you know. And you have a great story, man. And we will talk about your book later, all right? But you have all your story in your book, right?
Yeah. It's in my book. Everything, pretty much of everything that I've been through is in the book. I tried to put as much as I could put in there without putting too much in there that don't need to be in there. So I got a great writer, author with me that he co-did the book with me. His name is Yusuf, and he did a great job with it, man. And everything. If you read the book, man, it's a very interesting book. I got Brazil in it too. I got the 2019 Brazil game show in there. Yeah. Because the experience I had there I just kept thinking about that show. Out of all the shows I've been through, that was one of the shows that made me feel being a Grand Theft Auto character, actor. It felt well worth, you know, like being there, because I met this guy there. His name was Gustavo.
I remember.
He came to Brazil game show on a bed. Yeah. And it was a moment that it just, you know, it was surreal. It was just like, wow, you know. Bro. Yeah. So I put that chapter, that's my final chapter in the book, the Brazil game show. And
you put that on the book?
Yeah. it's in the book. It's the final chapter in the book.
Great, bro.
Yeah.
I remember that day. I remember of him, that situation, and I remember that you and Ned post a photo and a story with him.
Yeah.
And I feel much about what happened, but this is the life, bro.
Yeah, it's
right?
It's life. But you know, it was Brazil. Brazil is somewhere I would love to always come to, man. Every year if we can, to the Brazil game show. I caught fucking COVID coming back. I was like, God damn, man. But I think I caught it on the plane. I think it was someone on that plane when I was coming back home, because me, Ned, our agent, nobody else caught it while we were at Brazil. But I think because we flew on all different flights coming back home, I think someone on that airline had it and they gave it to me. So,
but you're okay right now?
Yeah, I'm still dealing with it a little bit. You know, because that should have a lingering effect. It lingers for a while, but I'm way better than I was a couple weeks ago.
All right. So I hope that you get well soon.
Thank you, brother. Hey, look at this.
Oh my God, Rockstar game, Kubrick.
Yeah, I've been trying to put it back together, but I can't, man. So
do you have some Rockstar game stuffs like, you know, some exclusive stuffs like a baseball bat or something that they just give to the crew, something like that?
I mean, you know, I have things around, you know, this is my gaming room right here, man, that I'm in. You know, I have a RP server called Franklin's World.
Yeah. Can you talk about for us? And
I had to shut it down 2 days ago because the developer I had, he was taking my server into the wrong direction.
All right.
So I had to shut it down, and we're redoing it with new developers. So it'll be back up and running in a couple weeks. But yeah, man, I have my own server called Franklin's World. Rockstar gave me permission to use Franklin in my own server. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And let me see, I got I'm gonna show y'all this right here, man. Look.
Oh my God! So beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh my God! If your name, the character name on it.
Yeah, man.
Custom made controller.
Custom made, man.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna give this to a fan one day. I'm gonna do a giveaway, and I'm gonna see who can win it. You know.
That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I have here a picture of.
Oh yeah,
Franklin,
I see.
Trevor.
I see, bro.
And Michael, you know. That's the picture of you that I see every day, you know. And now I'm here with you, so I'm so happy because it's crazy. When I interview you guys at 2019, that's so crazy, the experience that I can't believe today, you know. Today I can't believe that I interview you guys. So
man.
So for me it's special to have you here, you know.
I wish that when we were at Brazil Game Show, we could have did this there.
Yeah.
But they were running us crazy, man. It was like everything was on time. They was like, come on, we gotta go. And I was like, and I know I kept seeing you, but they were like, come on. I was like, wow.
You're a star, right?
Well, some people say that. To me, I'm more of a humble person, man. I'm more just you know, I don't let it go to my head. I don't act like I'm better than someone. You know, I'm just the same person as you. So I treat everybody the same. Yeah. And I want people to treat me like you can look at me as a celebrity. Yeah. But I would prefer you look at me as a friend. Yeah. A good friend, you know, because I treat everybody equal. I talk to everybody. I act normal with everybody. I don't act like, you know, that's why when I take pictures with people, you know, some people, they be shaking. And before we take the picture, I will take the phone, put it down, and I would say, look, and I would look at them and say, look, calm down. It's okay. I'm your friend. I'm your brother, man. All right. Give me a handshake. Give me a hug. Yeah. Now let's now let's take the picture. And the picture comes out a lot more better, you know.
For sure. I noticed that on 2019, when I meet you guys, you saw my... I don't know how to say that. I don't remember how to say that in English, but you saw my name at my card, and you call me by my name. So that moment, I feel a connection with you, and I know that you are a humble guy. We talk a lot. You and Ned give me all the attention. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, man. You know, Ned and me, man, we pretty tight. Me and him is real cool.
Yeah.
And we always try to treat everybody, you know, we try to get to everybody. I wish I can get to everybody in the whole wide world that's fans of our work, but it's impossible. You know that.
Yeah.
So, and then we have a language barrier, you know what I'm saying? Between us and you guys, you know. So, like, I like doing the game show. Trust me, I love coming to Brazil game show, but I wish I can learn Portuguese. So I don't have an interpreter. I can talk to the fans for real the way I really want to talk to them, you know?
Yeah,
because I've been wondering, do they understand us? Like some words that we say, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, so
don't worry that this interview, we gonna put subtitles and we'll put a dub, you know? We're gonna dub this interview for the Brazilian people can comprehend everything that you say, the way you are saying, okay? So just let it go, all right?
Good.
And Shawn, can you please talk a little about what's the point that you leave the streets and start getting involved with movies, music, and the artist's life?
Well, I think through my whole life of doing like movies, music, I still was in the streets.
Right.
I think when I left the streets was when I got the phone call for GTA 5.
Really?
That was like 2009. That's when I kind of said, I washed my hands to everything, every criminal thing that I was doing, anything that was not healthy. You know, I wanted to change my life then. But before that, movies, music, all that shit, I still had my hands to the streets.
So
I still
GTA
did.
Really changed your life?
Tremendously,
insane, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the truth. It made me get away from everybody. It made me it took us 3.5 years to film GTA.
Right.
Maybe a little more. On and off, not straight, you know, on and off. But every time I would leave to go to work, fly out to New York to work, meet up with Ned and Steve and them and the cast, and we working, I would damn near get a phone call of a friend or old associate that either died or they went to jail for life or a long time. So it was like every time I was leaving, it was crazy. So I said, wow, is this job of working with GTA, is it pulling me away from them things that could possibly that I could have been involved in, you know? And because I was a knucklehead, man. If one of my friends called and say, hey man, we got a robbery to go do, man. Is you down? Hell yeah, let's go. You know, so like I said, man, when I started working with Rockstar, man, I turned everything around, man. It's like I found purpose to say, nah, I want to go to work next week. I want to get on that plane and go finish filming. And I didn't even know in the first year that we were filming Grand Theft Auto. So it was just, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to work. I wanted to go out of state and get out of LA, get out of because I'm from LA where the shit is hot at, where it's crazy at. I just want to get away, man. You know, Ned at that time, he was living in New York. Steven was living in New York. So they were in a different environment. Where I come from, me and Lamar, we come from a fucking crazy place, man. So it's so easy to get up into some shit fast.
And you know Slink Johnson from your childhood?
It's crazy that I don't. But he knew of me. He always looked up to me. He told me, he said, man, because I was a bad guy at one time. For real, bro. For real, dog.
You're famous at the street.
In the streets.
Yeah, in the streets.
He tell me, man, I hear everything about you, man. You a street legend. And I was like, damn, how this dude knew about me. But I knew what neighborhood he was from he's a Crip. I knew what neighborhood he's from, but I didn't know him. I knew the other guys, the older kind of crazy guys that's in the penitentiaries and stuff, and people that died. So I knew all of them guys, but I didn't know Sling. But he knew of me, so it was weird, but it was cool. It was cool though.
And Shawn, in addition to being an actor, you have a strong involvement with rap. I heard that you write for great rappers, and you recorded some raps too. Can you tell us about your career with the music, the rapper?
Well, to be honest, with the music, it was me. It was a host of us, man. You know, it was a crew of us that I don't know if y'all know these rappers like Dub C, Ice Cube. It was a rapper named Cam, DJ Pooh. You know, these guys, you know what I'm saying? MC8, all these people's Coolio, all of these people, we all come from like the same city.
Right.
So Snoop Dogg, so we all knew each other. And I was part of a rap group called Watts Up. That's the city I'm from. It's Watts.
Okay.
It's the projects of Los Angeles. And it was about, I'm gonna say about 10 of us. And we started making some noise, man, and people started wanting to hear us and wanting to deal with us. And we had big record deals on the table. I ended up meeting Ice Cube in the midst of this, and me and Ice Cube became real good friends. And when he started his record label, Lynch Mob, he signed my artist. I had an artist that I was working with, developing. Ice Cube signed him to a good deal, and it put us on the map. It made us be known to everybody. And we didn't look back from there, man. And we made a lot of noise back in them days in the 90s.
Right.
The early 90s to the early 2000s. And then, you know, we still were making noise because I started getting into the film by then, because DJ Pooh, he started directing movies. You know, he's the co-writer of the movie, and DJ Pooh is my friend, a real good friend of mine. Right. But he's the co-writer of Friday, the movie Friday with Ice Cube. So when he wrote his first movie that he wrote and he directed was called Three Strikes. And he asked for me to come and be in it, you know? And that was like, after I did that, it was like my life has completely changed being around this guy. You know, this man kept me working. Anything he did, he called me to come be a part of it. And he's the one that I owe everything for me to be even brought to the attention of Rockstar to be Franklin.
Right.
He also is the guy that brought my cousin CJ to
San Andreas.
Yeah, Melee to be CJ in San Andreas. So
yeah.
DJ Pooh I just talked to him yesterday, man. DJ Pooh he's a genuine dear friend of mine. Like, I love him like my own brother, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And not just because he pulled me into movies and stuff and got me into the music business, just because of the genuineness of him, man. His heart is so big, man. He's willing to help anybody and everybody, bro. He will give anything to everybody. I'm talking about, you could walk in his house and it could be anything on one of these computers, and you would say, what is that, man? And that's nice right there. And he would end up saying, you want it, you can have it. Like, he's that type of dude, man. So
right. Pure heart.
Yeah, so, you know, whatever blessings he have, he deserves them. He definitely deserves them, man. So
and now you and him have a character at GTA. Mm-hmm. That's insane, you know?
Yeah.
How old you were when you started your first movie?
That was in 2000. I think Three Strikes was in 2001. So I know that the internet says I'm fucking 55 or some shit. I just turned 50 in April.
Okay.
Yeah, I just turned 50. They make me older. Some places say I'm only 42, but I just turned 50. So 2000. What's that?
22 years ago, right?
Yeah,
so, you had,
so I was 28.
28, all right.
27, 28, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, a young guy, you know? A young guy at this time.
Yeah, at that time, a young guy, man.
I imagine that was crazy. You saw yourself in a movie and know that you are a guy from the streets, and now you are at a movie or in TV. How you feel about that in that time?
At that time, like I told you, I didn't take it serious. I was happy that I did it. I was still street famous. So even though the movie was out and a few albums was running around, I still got my notoriety and my credit and my celebrity status from the streets.
Right.
No matter if I had the movie, I had music, Snoop Dogg, Exhibit, all of these people, Dr. Dre and everybody, they still respected me from the streets.
Okay.
Fuck the movies and the music. They only respect Solo, Sean from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I was always a street dude, man. I was always a street dude, man. Always. That's
crazy, bro. And it's true that you have a beef with Ice Cube? Yeah?
I had one back in the days, man. But it was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was my friend. I let somebody tell me something that I can't say it was true or false, but I shouldn't have took it the way I took it. And got into the altercation that I did with somebody that was my friend. But it was done. It's over with, man. You know, I don't like to talk about it no more.
Sorry for that, bro.
Cause that's my boy, man. At the end of the day, Cube is my boy. I wish nothing but success for that dude, man. And I genuinely say this with a genuine heart that he never did nothing really to me, man. He did.
I just asked that because who know you about GTA 5 maybe don't know that you have this iconic story with some notable characters, you know? Like you say, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Coolio, DJ Pooh. There's some notorious people that pass through your life, and maybe the people that know you from GTA don't know, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. But Cube, man, is look at him, man. Cube just he's a hard worker. He's a grinder, man. I sit and I watch him all the time, man. You know, he got the big three, numerous movies. He's still an iconic rap star, man. He's one of my top 5 for sure. And he's a real dude, man. He's a genuine dude, man. And you know, I just be happy, man. I just kind of wish I would have stayed on track with working with him instead of trying to find a way to work against him. That's where I messed up at, you know. But hey, man, it happened. I know he's my friend and I'm his friend. And when we see each other, it's always nothing but love. We shake hands, we hug, we talk. So I don't want to. I can't possibly say nothing bad about it. Now, when I was younger, I said when I was doing interviews and talking about it, I was still in the streets. So yeah, I was trying to make it like a tough thing. Like yeah. Me and Cube got, but nah, I was wrong, man. I was young and I was wrong. And that's something that I regret. That's something I wish never happened. Trust me. Believe me when I say it. That's something I wish never ever happened. But history was made with it, and now it's over with.
So, shout out to Ice Cube, some respect.
Man, shout out to Cube, man. Cube gave me and my crew recognition, man. He gave us a shot to travel the world. I traveled the world with this man, the world with him. So without Cube, I don't think none of this rap shit, maybe this movie shit wouldn't even be my thing, because I met DJ Pooh through Cube. Right. So if I never was kicking it, new Ice Cube, I never would have met DJ Pooh, and I never would be in none of this shit because my life would have went a whole nother direction. So when I give DJ Pooh all the credit for my stuff that I've been doing, music and movies, I also have to give that linkage, that person that linked me to this dude, DJ Pooh.
Can you tell us about your GTA 5 audition?
When DJ Pooh called me to come for my first audition, I didn't want to go because I was doing something else in the streets. And DJ Pooh called me 2-3 more times, like, man, please just come through, man. I just want you to come try out for it, which he did with numerous things, not just this. But I finally went and did it. It really wasn't like nothing exciting for me to do. But when I went in there, I just did what I had to do. I just was genuinely me. I left. Had no mind that they were going to call me back for a second time to come back for a second audition. When I went back for the second audition, I saw Slink. I saw him. I saw a few people. I saw some gang members. I saw a few actors. I saw just a few people that was auditioning. I saw I don't know if you know this rapper named Problem. He was there.
But they are there to casting for Franklin or for another characters?
No, they were casting for Franklin and Lamar.
All right.
And so all of us were fighting for this position, but they were saying another name.
Okay.
They said it was another name. Deshaun.
Can you remember it?
One of them name was Deshaun, and I can't remember the other name. And they told us the video game was called Paradise.
Oh, it's a different codiname from Nads.
Yeah, it wasn't.
His codiname is Rush.
Yeah, it was Rush. So it wasn't GTA 5. So
that's insane, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, I ended up getting a phone call after like maybe a few days after the second audition, and all I remember, it was a British guy on the phone saying, hey, we picked you to come in and work with us. How would you like to come to New York and work with Rockstar for a couple years? And I said, what the fuck? A couple years? So I'm like, what the fuck? What am I gonna be doing for a couple years with them? Because I always thought that doing these video games, I didn't know anything about motion capture, putting a suit on, green screen, all of that stuff. I always thought that you sit in a booth with headphones on, you know what I'm saying? And
the camera.
You just reading through the camera, you know what I'm saying? You're reading through a camera. So I never thought that I would put a suit on. So when I got finally to New York to do this stuff, I was kind of a fat dude, man. I was a little bit thicker. So when they like go in there and put this suit on because you finna start working, I'm like, what you mean suit? So they walked me in this room and I seen these scuba diving looking suits, real tight. I like, wait a minute, man, what the fuck? So I put it on and I was just feeling uncomfortable because I didn't like my shape. And when they walk you out on the floor, it's like you in a big old warehouse and you got all these people standing around and all these cameras and lights, and then the focus is on you. So you just feeling like all your imperfections in your body is being visualized and seen to everyone. So you're very uncomfortable, and it took me a while to get comfortable with it. I actually tried to quit like maybe twice. I tried to just give up. My mind was just, I quit. I don't want to do this shit.
Really?
You gotta remember, we still didn't know this was Grand Theft Auto.
You don't know?
We still don't know. I'm thinking, there's some bullshit called Paradise. Fuck this, man. I quit. Take this shit off. I want to go home. Because I'm thinking Paradise. Like, what the fuck is Paradise?
And who convinced you that to return to make the game?
To be honest, the top director up at Rockstar that directs all the stuff from Red Dead to GTAs to everything, bro. He sat me down and he talked to me and told me, you really want to do this. You really want to do this. So I remember the next day after I wanted to quit, it was breakfast time. We come to work and come in the morning. And one of the owners, which is Dan Hauser, he come. And he
to the audition? To record it?
To the set. Yeah. Yeah, he come and he sat down with me and he said, man, he was pretty cocky though. He was like, you gonna do this, like you know. In a more of a sense, it was like, you're gonna get your ass in there and you're gonna work.
Sennheiser?
Like, yeah, Dan. And I was like, because you got Sam and you got Dan.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much like, man, fuck you, man. I'm not going up in this shit. Take this shit off. But
oh my God.
The director came in and he called me in his office and he talked to me and he told me, he said, trust me, man. Because see, they knew it was GTA 5 and they knew how big this was gonna be.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, man. He said, you would want to do this. Trust me. You don't want to turn your back on this, man. So I just said, fuck it, I'll stay, man. But it took me a while to get used to it, to be comfortable with it, you know? Like when I start seeing some of the other people, like the people that were working on set, and I think the director was doing this because I was complaining about everybody staring at me, make them wear the shit. I want to see some of them people that got fucked up shapes that's working, staring at me, and he started making them put the suit on too. And like playing extra pairs, just standing around. So I started looking at them like, oh, your body look fucked up too. So I started.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. It ain't just me. So, but yeah, I'm glad I stayed, man. I'm so thankful I stayed because my life has changed tremendously, man. You know, I mean, I'm in a much better space in life, man. Much better, man.
But GTA 5 wasn't your first game. You appeared on GTA San Andreas 2, like a Grove Street member.
Yeah.
You don't have any tip, any clue that you are recording GTA at this point?
Nah. Still don't know, bro, because they told us Paradise, you know. Okay. And you got to remember, I didn't see no well-known faces there. I didn't see like a Melee back on the set. I didn't see a Snoop Dogg, or I didn't see a well-known name. I only saw me, Lamar, the Slink, Ned, Steven. So my mind wasn't thinking GTA still. Okay. But when it finally came out that we found out it was GTA, when it leaked out, they couldn't get rid of me.
And now you are the main leader of GTA, né? And what's the main difference between when you record a GTA San Andreas, like an NPC or a secondary character, and now in GTA 5 that you are one of the main character? What is the difference?
San Andreas, I just sat in a booth.
All right.
I just went in a booth and screamed out a bunch of shit in a mic. You know, they just had a mic sitting there. It was just, I was yeah. Yeah, motherfucker, get on the ground. You know, all that type of shit. But GTA 5, man, you know, I had a script. I had pages and stacks of script, and wearing an outfit. It was night and day. It was night and day. So I knew it was something serious. You know what I'm saying? So. And
how was it when you realized that you are now on GTA 5? You are one of the main protagonists. How long you guys take to find out that you would be in a new GTA since you begin the recorders?
I want to say close to about a year.
A year?
Yeah, I think it took about a whole year that everything just kept a secret. It took about a year, man. Yeah.
So Rockstar really good with secrets, right?
Hell yeah. Shit, yeah. Hell yeah. They real good with it, man. So, you know, once we found out, to be honest, I think if they tell people what they're doing in the beginning, you get better work out of people.
Okay.
Because people would come in like, I got to nail this shit. I got to work hard. I got to do this right here. This is GTA 5. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody wants to be in a GTA game, right?
Yeah. So, but if you telling them it's something else, then they effort is not as strong as it would be. Because once they told us it was GTA 5, man, I started acting so good, and I was on set early. I was leaving late. You know, I was happy, and because now I had a secret.
Yeah.
That I would be around people and I I could not tell them, you know, I could come back home and people be like, where you been? Oh man, I've been at work, man. I work on a boat. I went to work on the construction because now I got a secret, you know, and it's a good secret. It's a real good secret. So I think if I'd have known before, I think that first year of me stumbling through things and all of that stuff, I would have picked it up fast.
Okay.
Because I would have had to. So, but it worked out the way it did, man. I think it did. I think it worked out the way it did, you know, because I wasn't comfortable with the Franklin role. I was not comfortable with him because if you guys notice, Franklin he's not wild. He's not crazy like Lamar or Trevor. He's more of a, you know, he's always, okay, man, chill out, bro. You know, chill out, dude. It's gonna be okay. Chill out. But he'd get mad sometime, you know what I'm saying? But I remember I used to go to the director and be like, man, why I can't be fucking mad? This is who I am. I'm a gangster. I'm a real gangster in the streets. And he used to be like, trust me, man. Trust me. When you see the story after it's all over with, you're gonna find out why.
At this point, you and Ned, Steven know the real name of your characters?
Yeah, we found out after about a year.
Okay. A year?
Yeah.
This is
no.
crazy,
No. Let me say it correctly. Let me get this correctly. Let me say it correctly. The name we found out when we got there to the set. Okay. Franklin Lamar. We knew that.
Okay.
But we didn't know GTA 5. So let me say it the correct way.
Okay.
Not the name. The name didn't take us a year to figure out. GTA 5.
You just found out GTA 5 1 year.
That Franklin was going to be in GTA. That Franklin was part of GTA 5. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
This is crazy, man. What's the feedback from your hood about your work on GTA 5? They feel that you stay true?
To
the real life?
Yeah, they love me, man. They love me, you know, because the dudes in the neighborhood, they know me. Yeah. So when they see Franklin and they see the storyline, they like, shit, that's Franklin, man. Shit, that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? It's no different. He just being him. Yeah, that's what people got to understand. It got to the point that it was so easy for me to be Franklin because it was shit that I was doing on a daily basis. Yeah. It was just getting used to the acting part of it, you know, learning how to really fucking act. Because when you're doing motion caption, bro, it's more than just standing around in a suit with all this stuff on you and you just standing there. Nah, this director, he wants you to fucking perform. He wants you to act. He wants you to act like you're in a movie. Even more than that, he wants this shit to feel good. He wants this shit to feel real. It gotta feel right. So me trying to do that was kind of difficult for me in the beginning, you know, to learn to be sarcastic, to learn to be loving and tough and caring all at the same time while I'm acting. It was fucking tough, man. But I got it. I ended up getting it.
And Ned told us that you have to adapt some dialogues from Franklin because they are writing by a British writer, and you gave your personality to the character for being a hood guy from community, similar to Franklin's story. How was the result of your work accept from the young people, from your neighborhood, from the residents of your city? How they accept Franklin character?
They accept him and they accept it fine, man. You know, because when the writers for GTA were writing for us, you got to remember they're writing from a British point of view. You know, they're British guys trying to write for a black dude from out the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was good, but it was hard for me to translate what they were writing. So that Rockstar gave me the leeway to take what they were writing and translate it and redo it to the point that I can give it to you guys in a real way that a real dude from the hood would give. you know, it was a lot of words and a lot of certain phrases that I just didn't comprehend with because it's something that I wouldn't do or say, like mate, lad, you know, shit like that. Yeah. So, but once they gave me the green light to open up and say, hey, you can say it however you want to say it, but pretty much stick to what the writers is saying, you know? Right. So I had to start figuring the smart way to say, okay, this is what they saying, but how would I say it if I'm in the hood? Because a lot of my dialogue in the hood was with Lamar, Slink. But if you notice, Franklin has dialogue with everyone in the game. Yeah. Franklin goes everywhere. He go to Devin Weston, Lester, Trevor, Michael, Slink, the kids, Danny, what's the other girl? Ness, Michael's daughter, what's her name? Franklin deals with everybody. So I had to learn to go hood, and then I had to learn to act and translate into working
Tracy,
and learn to act still hood, but still be comprehensive to where it fits with acting with these people that are not throwing hood shit back at me. So I still had to be hood, but be in a politically correct kind of way. You feel what I'm saying? So it was hard. It was hard, but it was fun that I got to mix and mingle around. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know Franklin was that much of a main character until the end of it. I was like, damn, this dude is really everywhere, and you can't kill him in the game.
Yeah,
you know? that was crazy to me.
You can't kill Franklin, bro.
You can't kill Franklin. That's crazy. You could kill him, you could shoot him, but in online. But when I found out that I wasn't an option in A, B, or C, I was like, what the fuck? Oh shit, I like this.
You're special, bro.
Yeah, special character. Franklin was a special character.
And there's some line that you remember that you helped to create, that's your favorite line?
Man, Rockstar is great writers, man. So it's like hard for me to say that it's that I helped create. I didn't help create pretty much none of the writing.
Okay.
Because we just took what they wrote and just translated it in a hood black person's N-word type of way. But I think the shit that we created was when me and Slink was in the car in the van, and Lamar said, after we did whatever we was doing, chasing the guy with Chop and all that, and we pulled back up, and Lamar got out the car, and he said something about, man, I could take care of my sizzle. And I said, no, the fuck you kids ain't. And people was like, the director and everybody was like, what the fuck was that? Well, we were talking pig Latin.
All right.
Pig Latin is a thing that black people do back in the neighborhood. Like, you know, I could say, up say, ooh, yeah, I'm a, it oh, yeah, ass say. And people be like, what the fuck did he say? And it say, what's up? I'll kick your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when we did that in the game for that little scene, the director was like, cut, take, keep it. Yes, keep it.
Perfect.
So yeah, so that's some of the creation that I did, you know, coming up with little stuff like that. But as far as the writing part of it, Rockstar gave me leeway to take what they wrote, but keep it still on what they wrote, but let me be me. I can change a few words up. That's all. I just changed a few wording up, but I didn't change the direction of what they wrote.
They gave us too much freedom, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that scenes that you recreate in real life with Slick Johnson, about the haircut that become a meme?
Yeah, that's something that Rockstar had wrote a little bit close to it, right. But he took it and he just did his own shit, man. Slink was always like that, man. Slink would just be sitting up with his eyes closed. And when they say, and action, he'd just open his eyes and say what the fuck he wanted to say, man. And I used to have to try to figure out what the fuck did he just say. But they kept it, you know. When he did that, he started off with the stuff that they wrote, you know. Maybe Tanisha, call call you with that brain surgeon, but he added with your dog ass. You know, he added all his own shit in then when that yee ass haircut and then nigga.
This
If
is so
y'all
funny, bro.
Yeah, if y'all know where the nigga that came from, the movie Friday.
All right.
When Chris Tucker was sitting there and he some 20 twin nigga. He did that in there. Yeah, he did that in there when he was talking to Bernie Mac. Him and Ice Cube was sitting down. Yeah. So Slink is good at what he do, man. I give him his credit. He's good at what he's do.
He's the funniest guy in GTA 5 for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
In GTA Online, we recently had the return of Franklin in DLC The Contract. How was for you to make that great return to the game? And did you like the direction that Franklin took? Does it have anything met with your life today?
I mean, I was happy to get the call back that we were getting back to work, and then to find out I'm working with the iconic, legend, Dr. Dre, and the great magician, man, the music, the artist, Anderson .Paak, and the mogul Jimmy Iovine, and the great legend DJ Pooh. I was like, God damn, for real, we coming back doing that? But then when I saw that Franklin was Franklin, Clinton, and partners, I said, damn, what is that? They was like, oh no, Franklin is rich. He's this now, he's that. So I got to really act older, a little bit older, and be rich now. Like, I call the shots. I tell you what to go do. I tell you what to go do.
I really buzz, man.
Yeah, so when they told me that and we got back on the set and start filming, to bring Lamar back is what balanced Franklin. He keeps Franklin balanced to the bullshit, because Lamar gonna always do something stupid, no matter.
Yeah.
He just gonna find something stupid to do, man. And it's when I got back to do that, man, I was just so happy that hey, stop, my dog, man.
His job?
But yeah, I got a French bulldog, man.
All right.
But when we did that, man, it was fun. It was a shorter time to do it, but to see how it came out, when it came out on the contract, man, I was like, wow, this is crazy, man. I did some shit with Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? And Dr. Dre had all his good music in it.
Yeah.
But the lifestyle that Franklin's at now, with the contract, I wish I could be at that level of this big business guy. But I mean, I'm doing pretty good for myself. I can't complain. I wouldn't complain. So
you are in the right way, bro.
It's pretty close to the same, pretty much.
When you recorded the DLC, the contract,
when did it come out? It came out December 2001.
Yeah,
I think that we recorded it. If it came out December, I think we went to work on it in like September, like 4 months, 3 to 4 months before.
Really?
Yeah,
this is insane.
Got right to it. It was quick.
You're one of the greatest DLC that we have on GT Online. They have a great story mode at the DLC,
Yeah.
Because in others DLC we don't have a story mode, like missions or something like that. But in the Contra DLC we have a huge story mode at the DLC.
Yeah, and a few missions in there too. So
yeah, it's possible to play with Franklin and Lamar in GT Online. That's insane.
Yeah.
As a fan, okay? Would you like a return from Michael in GT Online 2? What do you think they could do together? We have Franklin and Trevor in GT Online. Would you like to Michael return too?
Yeah. It would be cool if he returned. Hell yeah, definitely. Maybe Franklin and Michael can come back and do some shit. Yet to be seen, man. Even though I know they working on 6, we don't know, man. I don't know what could happen right about now.
Okay. I think everybody know right now, but is Young Melee, CJ from GTA San Andreas, is your real cousin, right? In real life.
Definitely my real cousin. Yeah, hell yeah.
And when will you have a work with SHAWN FONTENO and Young Melee together?
I don't know, man. I wish we could. I wish it could be something with both of us together. That would be iconic. That would be like that'll be, everybody will go crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody. If they did an online pack or online stuff with Franklin and CJ,
Oh my gosh.
it would be the biggest one out of all of them.
For sure, you break the internet.
Oh, we will break the internet 10 times over, man. I guarantee that.
And when you got the Franklin's job, you call him and say, "Oh, now I'm a GTA character too. I'm a GTA protagonist too."
Yeah, he was happy for me, man. He was happy because I remember when he got it, I was happy for him, man. It was surreal. It was like, wow, dude, you in a video game. And San Andreas at that, because he was keeping it a secret from me until it came out.
Really?
You know, because you sign NDAs and you can't talk about it. So when it finally came out, I was like, damn, man, you in San Andreas? And I said, okay, you did that. And 20 years later, here I come.
Yeah, keeping the things real on streets. Yeah. And so our last question, what's your next step in your action career? Any game in view that you would like to act?
Any gaming that I would like to act?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I want to be in GTA 6.
Yeah. Everybody wants that, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody wants.
I want to be in GTA 6, man. Shit.
Please, Rockstar, please. Call Solo for GTA 6. Everybody want that.
Call me. Yeah.
Can you please reveal us what you saw at the disease folder at the airplane?
I could, better yet, I could show you something. Watch this.
Oh my god. Oh, exclusive one, guys. Oh my god. Too close, man. Too close.
But here go the briefcase, though.
A briefcase.
This is the genuine briefcase from there.
Really?
Yeah.
I read.
They gave it to me.
I read a news on the internet that the plane fell off and nobody found it. Some mystery thing like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's something crazy, bro. But y'all gotta stay tuned, man. Okay. Stay tuned. It's some good shit, man. I would have showed you what's in there, man, but I can't. They told me not to, man.
Okay.
Cause it's in here. Listen.
Is heavy? Oh my god.
It's in here. No bullshit. I wouldn't bullshit you.
Oh my god, bro.
Tell you the honest truth, bro.
I'm so curious about that.
It's in here, bro.
Oh, it's a good secret. So Solo, thank you so much. Okay. When I interviewed Ned, I told him that the next time that you guys come to Brazil, I invite you to meet the Brazilian hood. You know?
Yeah.
And I go there with you guys. I want to go there with you for you and I'd meet the Brazilian hood. All right?
Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! That's what I want to do.
So
I tell them that every time. I want to go see the hood, man.
So let's do this, bro. Okay?
Yeah.
I guarantee you that we're gonna enjoy so much.
Yeah, I want to see the hood, man. For sure, I want to see.
I'm never be at any gang or something like that. But here in Brazil, I born at a Brazilian hood, you know, a poor neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I know too many places that I can meet you. All right, I can show for you.
Okay. Keep your word on that, man.
For sure, bro. That's gonna be a pleasure, for sure. Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna make sure when I come back next time, I'm gonna come a day ahead. So
okay.
You can come. We can hang out one day.
Perfect. Please contact me that you do that, okay?
All right, man.
So that's
it, man.
Thank you, Mr. Solo, okay? It's a good pleasure to have you here. Thank you for your time. Congratulations for your job. We hope see you again in another game, maybe a GTA game or something like that. Please tell for everybody when they can find you, your social networks, about your book, okay? Please send a shout out for Brazil.
You can find me on Instagram at Solo SOLO118.
Okay.
On Instagram, TikTok is SHAWN_Fonteno. Twitter, SHAWN_Fonteno. My book is I wish it was translated. But it's on Amazon.
Okay.
Let me see. I think I got it's here.
Game Changer.
So, yeah, Game Changer, man. It's a great book, man. I mean, I illustrated. If you look right here, let me show you right quick. Hold on.
What do you think about launch a Portuguese version here in Brazil?
Yeah, I want to. But if you look, that's the final chapter, and you see what it says.
Ah, Brazilian Hotel in São Paulo! That's perfect!
Yeah, man.
Yeah!
I'm telling you, this is a good book, man. It's a real good book. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Solo. Thank you.
My man.
Can you teach me some sign, please?
Just do like that.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Thank you, bro. God bless you, man.
God bless you too, Jeff.